Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay Stone. Long time no see, right? Long time no see, I know. So, first of all, I guess I should just give you some updates as to what's going on, where have I been, yada, yada, yada. So, first of all, you guys know that Paracon, my small business conference, happened back in April. And so that kind of took up all my time. And then I was on vacation. I took about 2.5 weeks off. Just kind of took 2 weeks off altogether. Hey Connie, how you doing? Took 2 weeks off altogether, and then I took probably another couple of weeks to just kind of take it slow. And then it was like every time I came back to Periscope, I just started to experience all of these trolls, right? And it just really, really shifted the experience for me. And that kind of got under my skin a little bit. So as I started to see that Periscope is doing more things to manage and block the trolls, because it really did change our experience. Hey Terry, how you doing? Then I said, okay, well, I'm going to go back to the platform because I really do love this platform. Yeah, I do Facebook Live. However, I actually like Periscope better. I like it's faster. I like the interactions quicker. I just it's a better pace for me. And then of course I also like reaching people that I don't already have. So I actually do Facebook Live as well as Periscope. So I'm happy to be back. Okay, so then the other thing that kept me from coming back is no, I haven't tried Busker yet. The other thing that kept me from coming back was I got laryngitis. So I've been struggling with that for the last month or so. And my voice kind of just goes and comes. It hasn't completely recovered yet. So, anyway, all of that meant that just less time doing live stuff, more time producing content, coaching, things like that. So, but I do have a great topic today to mark my return, so to speak. And that is, excuse me, thank you so much, Terry. That is, let's talk about branding for serial entrepreneur. Now, listen, being a serial entrepreneur, you enjoy Paracon. Thank you, Rachel. I'm glad. Being a serial entrepreneur isn't an anomaly anymore. It's really a necessity for you to really have a sustainable business nowadays. Hey, Jason Hodge. So it used to be that when you first started out in entrepreneurship, I've been in the game 15 years. When I first started out 15 years ago, it was really, really important. You just got one business, you worked really, really hard, and you made that one business successful. That was the point. You worked really, really hard. You made that one business successful. So a lot of people learn, as you got to a certain point in your business, you start to diversify. But that's after you've been in business 10 years or so, you're hitting the seven-figure mark, then you start to diversify to grow your wealth, create passive revenue. Okay? So fast forward about 2010, and the way you run a business has completely shifted and changed. So what people realize is that for me to stay uh, independent as an entrepreneur and not have to work in corporate America, my business isn't making the kind of money it was, so I've got to do whatever it takes to keep the lights on. Right, so I gotta, and this is just a real talk. What it takes. I mean, I would love to be able to tell you newbies that you could just get out here and follow your dreams, and that one dream can come true, and it'll make all the money you want to make. You'll be making six figures in a year. The truth of the matter is the likelihood of that happening is very, very low. Depending, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just the fact that it's low based on how most people build businesses. I don't know. You can come out of your corporate job with a government contract and do it right away. But again, for most of us, I'm sorry, for most of us, that's not the case. Most of us take the time to build, we have to build our business one client, one deal, one payment at a time. Okay. So what happens is people realize, look, I can make money doing what I wanted to do, but not as much. So now I got to do some other things that I have to do. So what you find is a lot of people have little ancillary small businesses, or they have multiple services. And what happens is they start to look like they're all over the place, right? So this lady handed me a business card, and on the front side, she was a construction management. And on the flip side, she had translation services. Now, here's what I'm thinking probably happened. What probably happened was that she was in the construction business, and because she was in the construction business, a lot of the workers were English was not their first language, which meant she learned to translate or hired people that could translate. Well, she realized that other people also need translation for their employees where English is not the first. I think English is the second language. Okay. So she realized I can actually charge for this service. Well, that's how most of us figure out, hey, this is an extra income stream. Okay. So the biggest problem that she had was that she sold them as hodgepodge services. Okay. She sold them as hodgepodge services. And what she should have done, because I mean, come on, translation services just seems a little bit far left compared to construction services. What she should have done was said, I provide support services in the construction industry. That means support for the workers, translation services, benefit services, anything that supported those workers in the industry. Okay. So you really do have to figure out a way to kind of string your stuff together, which means sometimes tweaking. Okay. Sometimes tweaking. Right. So here's something that I did. I worked in branding for all of these years, and then I took a 3-year hiatus and I worked in personal development, right? So when I worked in personal development, my focus was authentic lifestyles, building an authentic lifestyle, living a life that works for you. I was baby Oprah, right? Live the life you crave. Okay. So when I decided to come back to branding, I didn't want to leave my personal development behind. That was my passion. That was what pushed me. Okay. So I had to figure out a way to infuse my passion into branding. So then I started to focus on helping women build authentic brands. Okay. And so I'm still working in the authenticity space, still allowing them to build an authentic lifestyle, but they get to build the authentic lifestyle through building a successful business. Okay. And so I was able to fuse all of that together. Authentic branding became the overarching. So the whole point to those two scenarios is to explain to you that you have to become known for one thing first. Okay? You have to become known for that one thing first. The one thing that I had the reputation for was branding. So anything that I add on that expands, that relates to branding, makes sense to people. Okay? But what you guys don't know is that I absolutely I own a website called blackloveforum.com, right? It's a black relationship blog. Nobody knows that I own that sucker, right? Because it's not on brand. I don't care how creative I get. I really can't squeeze that brand into authentic lifestyle branding and authentic branding. I can't squeeze it in. I can't squeeze it in. So it operates as its own separate entity that I don't promote on my site. It promotes its own site. It has its own social media pages. It's a separate entity. Okay. It doesn't. Now it falls under my Game Changer Media because I have several other sites that do that. So the whole point is, but I don't confuse the marketplace with who Jay Stone is. I'm a serial entrepreneur, but my brand does not represent all the brands simultaneously. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't confuse a revenue stream with your brand. I am an authentic lifestyle brand coach, authentic branding, authentic lifestyle brands. That's what I do. Okay. Not to be confused with the fact that I'm a serialpreneur and I have other things going on, but those other things are revenue streams. So I don't promote them in conjunction with Jay Stone, the brand. Okay. So it's really important. Here's the other thing. My biggest selling coaching package is brand clarity. Why? Because this is a challenge for everybody. Not some people, not a few people, not most people, everybody. Every entrepreneur has this challenge at some point in their career. So don't feel like, oh, I should know more. I feel stupid. I feel like I'm behind. I'm confused. Don't feel like so harsh in judging yourself. Don't do that, because I actually had to go to somebody to help get the cobwebs out of my head. And so it's my number one selling coaching program. That should tell you something. Okay? 75% of the people that coach with me come to me to get clear. They come to me to get clear. Why? Because they have multiple revenue streams that they're confusing with their brand, because they don't know how to communicate who they are and what they do in the marketplace, because they're not clear about, they're confusing their passion with their profits and how to make money. So my goal, my thing is, I'm not as emotionally attached. I'm a little bit further away from it, so I can see more clearly. Not to mention that that's just what I do, positioning you in the marketplace and all that stuff. Okay, so it's really, really important that you get clear, but I don't want you to feel like you have failed in some way if you're still confused. The other thing is, as opportunities come up, there's the brand expansion component, right? So I'm like launching my online university in July. Okay, so that's a brand expansion. I had to really be clear on how that fits into my primary overarching brand. Okay. How many social media channels and stuff do you have? Every separate entity, I do have its own set of social media channels, but be careful. Anything under my primary brand operates under the J Stone social media channels. So there's quite a few things that operate under the J Stone social media channels. Um, so Game Change Her, all of my Game Change Her operates under the primary social media channels. But when I create a different entity, for example, Paracon, now Catapult, you guys can find Catapult Live. Catapult is a different company. It's a different entity. So that's a prime example of how I branded that separately. Because the size of the event and what it takes to run it, I had to separate that. I had to separate the event financially, physically, separate team. Everything from that had to run separately. So that's an example of a serial entrepreneur operation. Okay. So how much is the branding package? Okay. So it really does vary depending on whether or not you just get the brand clarity, or you get the brand clarity and we do some more creative like graphics or websites. And we don't do that for everybody. We do offer that only to our VIP clients, and that's a new service. So again, brand expansion. So here's what you do. If you're interested in the brand clarity package where you talk to me one-on-one, I sit down with you for 4 hours. For 4 hours. And that first 4 hours we get clear on what the brand is. And then we work for another 30 days to plan your execution strategy. Okay, how you execute it. So that is 2,500. That is 2,500, and that is for the 4 hours plus the brand execution. So you're actually with me for 30 days. So that's where the pricing starts. And I do offer payment options, so you don't have to pay this all at one time. So if you're interested in coaching with me, you can go to CoachMe, CoachMe, at jstone.com. And what do you get for that, right? What do you get for $2,500? Because I know what you guys think. That's a lot of money to get up off of. And it is. It is. So here's what you get. You get a brand blueprint. That means we go and map out who you are, like who you are in the marketplace, right? Your mission statement, your target audience. Okay, we get really, really clear on who that target audience is. Most people have 2 or 3 target audiences. Okay, you say that's a steal. Yes, yes. I know the price is good, and so especially since you get me for 30 days. So that first session, you get the target market, your revenue model, right? Your business model. Okay, and so you get all of that, and then on there's some homework where you have to actually do some work to set it up, outline programs and things that we come up with, and then we go into your brand colors. Like, what's your color scheme, right? A lot of people don't know color theory, right? They pick their favorite colors instead of all of that. Hey, Mel V, how you doing? Um, you get high value, yes, and these people that are saying that's a good deal, you get high value. A lot of these people have already coached with me. Okay, they've already coached with me, so I'm your first like no bullshit, you know, no fluff, no bullshit coach, right? I'm going to give you the real deal, the real answers, the real value. Okay. So you'll walk away knowing what your color schemes are, what your photography should look like. And we're going to help you pick your website look and feel. We're going to outline what goes on the website. So all of this goes into that 30 days of 2,500. Now, it used to be, and so for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I used to do the 4 hours for 1750. Okay, 4 hours for 1750. That was my price for the last couple of years. The complaint was that people work with me for 4 hours and they're done. Okay, and they have these questions that come up over the next 30 days. So I give people now, tack on a little bit more money, give you a little bit more of the execution and accountability, and you get 30 days to work with me. Okay, to get all of this done. So again, if you're interested in that, you can reach me at coachme@jstone.com, COACHME. Yeah, so AK Consulting. I do help with that now. We just opened up an offering. It's a higher price point, so email me at coachme@jstone.com. It is a little bit higher price point for us to manage, your logo, your website, things like that. Now, listen, we're not a graphic design firm, so that doesn't mean if you're not a coaching client, you can't come to me and say, I need a logo. That's not how we work. Because we have to be able to build the brand from the ground up. So there's some basic staples that we give you. So we call that the VIP launch. So if you want us to launch you, logo, social media, website, there's a different price point for that depending on whether you want that or a speaker's kit or whatever. So we have all of that. In fact, I'm meeting with my team in about 30 minutes to talk about launching the new pricing and getting those packages together for you guys. So, but anyway, send me an email to coachme@jstone.com. The reason why we added the creative services, trust me, I owned an agency before in the past, right? But it's a lot of work. So the reason why we launched this is because you guys asked for it. You're like, listen, I'm so frustrated. I'm so held back. And then it became, do you know, yeah, speaker's kit for people who want to be professional speakers. Jay, can you refer me to a graphic designer, a web designer? And then you go get somebody bootleg and then they don't do the work for you correctly, blah, blah, blah. So we find that you guys are, again, getting stuck in the process. You're getting stuck on the launch. And so my focus is, I don't want you to just have the blueprint. I want you to launch. So these are, do you work with people by contracting them out? I actually have designers now. I just brought some designers on board. So we actually manage the whole project with people that I've worked with multiple times. So this is not me going to Fiverr. I'm not doing that because I've run an agency before. I've been in business 15 years. So I gave up the agency to do personal development, and when I came back, I decided to only do the coaching. So now we're going to expand. So that's it. That's how we're doing this. So yeah, and I'll be making some bigger, more formal announcements about everything. So yeah, I'll be back to scoping more often. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time because I'm preserving my voice. So because of the laryngitis. But anyway, and the last thing for you guys who are here in Atlanta, I'm going to be speaking at TSP, Traffic Sales and Profits, with Lamar Tyler. If you go to trafficsalesprofits.com/live, then that will be it. You do business or visual communication. So I do brand coaching, right? which is mostly the brand clarity, your brand strategy. Um, and then we also do some of the creative now. So that's a whole new animal. But I'll be speaking at Traffic Sales and Profits with Lamar Tyler. And I think the address is Traffic Sales Profits. I think it's Traffic Sales and Profits dot live / live. Uh, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right, Shanika. Good morning. I think it is going to be a great game changer. So my whole team doesn't even know about it yet. They're going to get on the call today. They're going to be like, "What?" That's the speed of doing business. The speed of doing business is now. Okay, guys, let me jump and get prepared for my call, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.